Hello, Interior Alaska. Joe Cook here in the Sports Seat for you this Wednesday evening, getting you over the hump with your local sports. The Alaska Nana cross country teams will be running in the GNAC Championships in Monmouth, Oregon this Saturday. The men's and women's teams had some of their best runs of the year in their last outing at Lewis and Clark Invitational back on the 18th of this month. The women's team had their best finish of the season, 4th out of 12 teams, and the men's team, they placed 6th out of 14 teams. Sophomores Kaylee Stryker and Dorothy O'Donnell finished 9th and 10th to lead the Alaska's women's team for their first pair of top 10 finishes this season. Senior Ross McDougal had his best race of the season for the men's team, finishing in 6th place. UAA will be the overwhelming favorite as the men and women will look to win their 5th straight conference titles. But with these latest performances, the Nanas could be peaking at the right time, which is something they've been preparing to do since the preseason.
That's my goal ultimately, is that they have personal success, that they have they set PRs, and that they have the best races that they can have at the end of the season. And if you do that, and the team coalesces around that goal, and everyone is putting together decent races at the end of the season, then the team success comes. You can't just have team goals and ignoring what you have to do to get there with the individuals. So it's the team and the individual in this sport are linked so closely, intertwined so closely together, and so you have to nurture both of those things.
Arguably the best running back in Alaska, regardless of level, Allison's Anthony Griffith is the 2014 Small Schools Offensive Player of the Year. Griffith finished his senior season with 2,268 rush yards and 32 touchdowns. He also set state records for most rushing yards in a single game, 516 yards against Nikiski, and the third best rushing performance, 424 yards this season against Vaz-Nasenka. Griffith accumulated these gaudy numbers playing in just 8 of Allison's 9 games this year. In 3 seasons, Griffith has rushed for 5,625 yards and 85 touchdowns. He was featured in Sports Illustrated's Faces in the Crowd section earlier this month after his record-setting rushing performance against Nikiski. Joining Griffith on the All-State team is Allison senior lineman Ryan Crooks and junior guard Austin Edson. Teammates Caleb Dunlap, little brother Antonio Griffith, and John Bard were All-State defensive players for Allison as well as Griffith. Monroe's Brian Meyer was an All-State utility player for the Rams. For the full list of the Small Schools All-State teams, visit the sports page on webcenter11.com. And sticking with high school football, some news out of Monroe. First-year head coach Chad Camo will represent the Rams in this weekend's North-South Football Classic this Saturday. It's a part of the 38th annual Senior All-Star Football Game for large, medium, and small schools and flag football this year. The games are organized by the Alaska Shriners and are a fundraiser for the Shriners Hospitals for children which have hospitals around the country. Camo will be coaching the North team for the small, medium schools game at 2 p.m. in the Dome in Anchorage. Rosters haven't been released yet, but Tony Griffith of Allison is slated to lace the cleats up one more time and play in Saturday's contest. One local team is popping champagne with the 1972 Miami Dolphins and this year's Allison Ravens. Well, not champagne, more like sparkling cider or something. The Monroe Rams volleyball team finished the regular season with a perfect 15-0 record. Monroe swept the Delta Junction Huskies 25-7, 25-17, 25-11 on the road in Delta on Tuesday night. The Rams can do it all, especially from the service line. Giselle Hollis went 15 for 15 with 5 aces, and Kiana King was 20 for 20 with 6 aces. Marissa King led the attack, 15 kills. Brianna Lundgren had 10 kills, and Emily Pfister chipped in with 8. Hollis and Andy Clark combined for 35 assists, with Clark dishing out 20 helpers. The Rams went on a double-digit winning streak last season, but suffered a couple losses late. But this season, they closed the deal. Monroe finishes 10-0 in the Aurora Conference and will have a first-round bye in the conference tournament, which is November 7th and 8th at Delta Junction High School. Going into week 9, we've already reached the halfway point of the NFL season. Can you believe it? Well, now we announced the winner for week 8 of the Pro Football Challenge, and the winner this week is DBAR1551 AK. Congrats, DBAR. You get an oil change courtesy of Stanley Nissan. DBAR made 13 of 15 picks right, and he picked them all pretty good. 13 15 is pretty nice. And as we look at the Pro Football Challenge point standings, at the halfway point, True Grit 69 still leads with 75 points. Then it's Nate Peter 90, then Al Hunter and Melly Grun. Mike Schultz and I are still tied, even though he's on vacation. We're on the same wavelength, it seems, both getting 10 picks right this week, and we're still tied at 63 points on the season. And that's a wrap for sports tonight. Your full weather forecast is next, and we'll catch you next time.